Hey all, Rick Rex here, back with another one for you, and today we're finishing up with our mental power set with the mental melee loadout. Now I have to say I was pretty impressed with what we were able to get out of this one, and of course we're going to take a look at the mods, the artifacts, allies, skill points, the loadout, and yeah, of course we're going to take it out to see what kind of damage it can do. But first, if you like what you see and you want more, hit that like and subscribe button to help keep the channel growing and also to not miss one single update as they drop. Okay, so mental melee. Now, as what seems to be the case with every power set, if you're not super speed, just don't do it. Full disclosure. It kills me that super speed has such a grip on melee, but the simple case is, if you aren't super speed, it's just not worth it to do. So we'll start with our white mods as always. In our weapon, we're going replenishing adapters so that way if we run out of power we can get it back quickly. And in our head, we're going Supercharge Bolt Barrage. And again, you can go Neo Venom Boost, but it's just a style choice in how you do your damage. I'd rather push it out all at one time in a burst rather than to have some ads die on me halfway through a Neo Venom Boost and waste the rest. But with that said, it's a preference, y'all, so it's up to you. In our neck, we're going Escalating Might as always. And in our back, we're going Berserker for that extra damage we're sure to put out in melee. In our chest, we're going Penetrating Strikes to leverage the defense reduction on the NPCs, and in our legs, well, it just doesn't matter what we go with because nothing really helps our cause. In our feet, we're going Tumbling Master to keep us out of trouble, and as always, max damage of course for the hands. Now for artifacts, we are going with the traditional Trans Strat Quiz combo for this one. Trans for the extra crits that it provides, Strat to leverage out those crits with innate damage, and Quiz for his extra damage that he provides, the 1% supercharge back, and the extra big hit that he gives us on our super as well. Now for allies, with the channel powers that we're using, it actually levels out the power drain that we normally see with the power set, so we get to move away from the power setup and go with the traditional Cyborg for his AoE damage, Batman Who Laughs for his Luck of the Draw ability, and Emperor Aquaman for his buff to Robot Sidekick. Now for the build, we're going to start out with weapons, and of course no points are necessary here since we just won't be using it. For super speed, take your super and then grab Vortex Trap on the second row. Grab your innates on that lower left hand side and then grab Whirling Dervish to the lower right. Now for iconics, all we're really going to need here is just Robot Sidekick and that's it. Now for skill points, we're going Super Powered Focus, we're going to max out our crit attack chance and damage, and then we're going to dump everything else into Might and Power. Anything remaining here goes straight into health because remember y'all, a dead DPS does no DPS, and as melee, you're going to need it. So for comparison's sake, with this setup and build, that puts my Might at 176,500. And now for the start of the show, and that's the loadout. So we're going with Psychic Prison, Mass Levitation, Vortex Trap, and Whirling Dervish, and we're rounding that out with Robot Sidekick and Bolt Barrage. Now the rotation here is pretty simple, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But on note here y'all, it's necessary with a Prec build to clip Whirling Dervish, but it's important that you don't on a Might build. Now the reason that Whirling Dervish does so well in melee builds isn't the size of the hit, it's actually the amount of times and how often it goes off while the power is running. So with a Might build, remember y'all, don't clip, let it rip. Now with the animations with Vortex Trap and Whirling Dervish, they actually line up perfectly with one another to where you can run them back to back, but it's important to keep those dots going with the other two powers and that's why they're there. So since we got all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and check out what kind of damage this thing puts out. awesome work. So it looks like our low was our first parse, which makes sense because we have to get the dots going and also the strat card has to get rolling as well. That one came in at 201,419 DPS, and then it skyrocketed from there. Our high came in at an awesome 281,072 damage per second, with several coming in the upper 260s and 270s. Now it looks like our median, or where the loadout's really going to live at, is a little over 250,000 damage per second, which, due to a higher consistent DPS, is actually worth it to do melee with mental if you don't mind the risk. Even though this one did so well on parsing, it's time for my favorite part. Let's drop everything. Okay, gosh, I love that part. So our big hit comes in at 2,353,708 damage per second. That's right. For those of y'all sitting in the back, that's 23.5 million damage in 10 seconds. You want to melt some ads? This is the way. Now we followed up with some more really big parses with one over 300,000 and then 3 more big ones cascading down to normal. I love it. Well y'all, that wraps up Mental's melee build. Thanks so much for joining, and once again, if you like what you see and you want more, hit that like and subscribe button to help keep the channel growing and also to not miss one single update as they drop. I'll see y'all next time.